What's going on? Welcome to the Blown Coverage Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Waiver Wire Queen. Today we are going to talk about the Deshaun Watson trade. That is right, y'all. Finally, Deshaun Watson was traded from the Houston Texans to the Cleveland Browns. Craziness. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoy listening to the podcast, we are on Spotify, Apple, Google. We are out here in these fantasy football streets. That is right, y'all. Deshaun Watson was traded from the Houston Texans to the Cleveland Browns. Shocking, right? Yes, that was not what I was expecting. I was honestly hoping for the Steelers early on, but at some point, allegedly, it was down to the Falcons and the Saints. People were hoping for the Falcons, which I was thinking like that wouldn't make sense because if you are Deshaun Watson and you are in win now mode, then the Falcons is not the team. Although they have Kyle Pitts, that's all they got. Who else they got? That's it. So it would have been a huge no for me. So when he was traded to the Browns, well, pretty much decided it was going to be the Browns and he was going to waive his no trade clause and go to the Browns. Of course, most people are like, oh, the Browns. I was like that too. I'm like, who the hell want to play for the Browns? Because I sure as hell wouldn't want to play for the Browns. But it makes sense when you think of some of the offensive weapons they have. Amari Cooper. Come on now. Talented wide receiver from Alabama. Amari Cooper's not a scrub. And then also Nick Chubb, top 10 running back. And if they can bring back Kareem Hunt, that's another weapon. And also they re-signed David Njoku. I know y'all gonna say who and what has he done? Some of that is quarterback play. I'm sorry. Some of that's quarterback play. Then you figure you draft this young tight end and you go and sign a tight end in Austin Hooper to a big deal. Well, Njoku's stock went slightly up when they traded and when they released Austin Hooper, but it skyrocketed once we all knew that Watson was going to be throwing the ball to him opposed to Baker Mayfield because although he would have been a starter, I would have still been like, "Ooh, I'm good," because you see Austin Hooper's stats with Baker Mayfield is horrible as hell, but nonetheless, it's going to be Watson, which is amazing. So let's just talk about the trade. So the Texans are trading Watson and a 2024 fifth round pick to the Browns for three firsts, and that's going to be a 2022 first, a 2023, and a 2024 first, and 2023 third, not bad, and also a 2024 fourth round pick. So, woo, multiple picks in the trade. Surprised they didn't ask for some players, but I'm glad because I was going to wonder who they was going to ask for. I'll give you um Dearness Johnson because he's a young running back who has proven to play very well. As you know, the Texans, they don't really got nobody to run the football with, but they're in full blown rebuild mode, which is good for them. And Mills is going to be their quarterback this year. So, and he played very well down the stretch for them. So he's their guy unless they draft someone this year, and they may not. They may wait until the 2023 draft, where it's going to be some really good quarterbacks that draft. But that's for another episode, y'all. So now, when I think about the whole Watson trade, I'm like, very good move. 230 million guaranteed. Woo! Get the bag, secure the bag, all guaranteed money. That is amazing. Unheard of, unreal. Most guarantees ever in football. I honestly feel like some of these contracts need to be guaranteed a bit more, but they need to get a new president for the Players Association. And that's for another topic. But at the end of the day, 230 million guaranteed is great. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers is wishing he would have waited a few more days because he's had a lot going on over there. Adams is no longer in the building, and now Watson, 230 million guaranteed. So Aaron Rodgers guarantees ain't ish compared to Watson's guarantees. But you got to realize Deshaun Watson is a top 5 game-changing franchise quarterback. He is a quarterback that most NFL teams, when they're drafting, that's what they want. When they're looking for a quarterback, this is what we want. We want a franchise quarterback who's capable of taking your team down the field and winning the game winning drive. Franchise quarterback, carry a team in a game where everything is going wrong. You make that play, carry your team to the Super Bowl. You are the guy, and that is what Watson is. He is that type of quarterback. Mayfield is not. To me, I feel like he's a backup quarterback, and I'm being nice. I'm being kind with that. He's not even a starting quarterback, but I'll just give him a little backup props. Just not for my team, but hey, somebody's gonna give him a chance and trade for him. Just hopefully you don't overvalue him, because if you look at his stats, he hasn't even thrown the ball for 4,000 yards. I understand they're a run first team. They have the running backs to run and be a run first team. However, some of that is because they don't trust the damn quarterback. Well, they didn't trust the damn quarterback. Now you have a new quarterback in the building, and his name is Deshaun Watson. Woohoo! Great move. So what does this trade do for some of those skill players? Well, you already know Nick Chubb is already a beast. He's very good. He's going to continue to do Nick Chubb type things, probably even better, because now you have a really good quarterback that defense is going to have to respect. They're going to have to put some respect on Deshaun Watson's name. And so guess what? That's just going to give more opportunities to Nick Chubb. Woo! And then we talk about Njoku. Hasn't had a good season yet in the NFL. Well, he's about to have a really good season, because you already know that when Watson was in Houston, he utilized his tight end, especially in the red zone. So again, Njoku is going to have a really good season this year. He's going to have his best season statistically in the NFL. And you probably get to see his true talents, because he has a quarterback who's going to be capable of getting him the ball. That's it. And then you have Amari Cooper. When Dallas traded Amari Cooper for a fourth and a fifth, who I happen to think Jacksonville should have went and got Amari Cooper for that, because it's Amari Cooper. He would have made your wide receiver group 100 times better than Kirk. But hey, you got to do what you got to do out here in these Jacksonville streets. They like losing. They're going to continue to lose. Bad move, but not my problem, not my business. However, if I'm Amari Cooper, I'm happy as hell. Ain't nothing like catching a ball from Watson opposed to catching one from Dak or from Baker. Again, when Dallas made the trade, Amari Cooper's stock was going down, way down in the ground. It was so down, couldn't trade him. I couldn't trade Amari Cooper all season long. Had him on the block all season long, trying to make a move. Cowboy fans are in my leagues. I'm dangling him at Cowboy fans, and they're looking at me sideways like, ooh, we love our Cowboy players, but we don't want Amari Cooper. I got at least 3 people trying to trade for Amari Cooper right now. And the crazy thing is I have Watson and Cooper, so I am just sitting back like, ooh, it's going to be a hell of a season for Waiver Wire Queen and her Dynasty League. That's right. Dynasty League, Waiver Wire Queen is winning. I guarantee the win, y'all. Ask me later on, and I'll let y'all know if I won that league this upcoming season. But again, Amari Cooper still had a solid season. Missed 2 games this past season. Still had a solid season. Over 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. Not bad. Not bad at all. However, it's going to be even better. It's going to be way better with Watson, because he's just way better than Dak. Amari Cooper, again, 800 yards. He's going to at least hit 11 to 1,200 yards with Watson. Guarantee it. And that 8 is going to hit 10 or maybe even 12. And that's if they don't add someone. If they was to add another wide receiver, maybe those stats will slightly go down. But I'm just saying, it's Deshaun Watson, top 5 quarterback. I have to redo my top quarterback rankings. I'm going to do my top 5 rankings, and I'll tell you how I feel right now. My top 5 quarterback rankings prior to Tom Brady retiring. Yes. Prior to Tom Brady coming out of retiring and unretiring. Just craziness. And Watson, finally finding a new team. My top 5 was Josh Allen, Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Joe, and Kyler. Instantly, I'm kicking Kyler out of my top five. He just kicked out of my top five. So my top five right now is, and this is today, tomorrow may be a little different, is Josh Allen, Mahomes, Watson, Justin, and Joe. That's my top five today. Just today, guys, because it could change tomorrow. I wake up tomorrow, I'm like, woo, I made the wrong move. I doubt it. But I've always said that Watson was in my top five, and he's a top five quarterback when he's playing. He didn't play all last season, so he wasn't in my top five. Look what he did in 2020. He had his best season statistically. I mean, come on now. How could you deny him? You can't deny top five. With what he had, he was just great. I'm sorry. And it's going to be a really good year fantasy wise for him because you have more weapons to work with and you have a run game, which he's never truly had. 4,823 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Most touchdowns he's thrown, least amount of interceptions he's thrown. And then he ran for 444 yards on 4.93 yards per carry and 3 touchdowns. Again, it's going down. So again, for your fantasy purposes, your players who should have stock up and their value should skyrocket: Amari Cooper and David Njoku. Okay. And then they may add another wide receiver, but they added Jakeem Grant. So he may be someone wild card you may look at, but I'll leave it at where it's at. And then also, I would love to see what they do with Anthony Schwartz, who they drafted last year. Let's see what he can do. Donovan People-Jones wasn't bad last year. So they have something to work with. He has more than enough to work with to produce the stats that we are normally capable of seeing from Watson. It's Deshaun Watson, top five, y'all. Come on now. Come on. I'm very excited. This has been a crazy NFL free agency and new league year so far. It's been crazy. So many different trades. It's been amazing. The AFC is loaded at quarterback. It's going to be so competitive. One of your favorite quarterbacks is not going to be able to make the playoffs because it is loaded. Josh Allen, Mahomes, Watson. Wow. Russell Wilson. Come on now. Joe, Justin, it is loaded. And then you're gonna want to see what the Colts do at quarterback. What's gonna happen with Baker? You also got Ryan Tannehill, who is solid, but loaded at quarterback. It's going to be a fun, exciting season in the NFL, and hell, it's going to be a fun, exciting remainder of free agency. It is just great times. Again, stock up fantasy football value for Amari Cooper, David Njoku, and I think I like Donovan Peoples-Jones as another wide receiver who'll step up. But then again, they may add some other players as well. And then always Nick Chubb will do Nick Chubb type things. The key that will hurt this team is the coach. Because I don't know about you guys, but he pissed me off in the championship game by just not playing Nick Chubb. It was like, is he hurt? Is he in trouble? What's wrong? Like, what's the problem? He's better than those other guys. Also, are they going to bring Kareem Hunt back? That is something to keep in mind. If I'm Kareem Hunt, I want to stay on the team because I want to play with Watson. Yes, you got to play with Mahomes. Now you're going to play with Watson, right? So stick around. All right, y'all. Let me know what you think of the Deshaun Watson and the value for Amari Cooper and David Njoku. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed listening to the podcast, check us out on Spotify, Apple, and Google. And also, let me know if you think I got it right on this Watson trade and the potential of Cooper and David Njoku. Y'all have a great evening. Peace.